very good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha Television. My name is Aishwarya Kapoor. Well, the Delhi Cut Bill has been passed by the State Assembly. However, the protests turned violent in Tamil Nadu. Well, that is the top story this morning. Let's take a look at the other top stories in the headlines. Election Commission not to union budget on February 1st, but with riders. Poll body asks Finance Minister to not announce schemes or refer to achievements in polling states. Nomination for the third phase of elections in Uttar Pradesh to begin today. Last day of nominations for phase 1 polling that will take place on 11th of February. Tamil Nadu Assembly unanimously passes Jallikattu Bill. Police vow to crack down on anti-social elements fanning violent protests. DMK demands judicial probe into the alleged police excesses. And US President Donald Trump fulfills election campaign promise, signs executive order withdrawing from Trans-Pacific Partnership trade deal. Starting with news on Budget 2017-18, well, Lok Sabha Speaker Sumitra Mahajan and Parliamentary Affairs Minister Anand Kumar have convened separate all-party meetings on 30th of January ahead of the beginning of the budget session of Parliament. Well, the meetings have been called to ensure smooth conduct of proceedings and to also know the issues that various parties wish to raise during the session. Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is likely to raise the issue of transparency in poll fundings during the meeting convened by the government with the leaders of various political parties. Well, the meetings come a day before President Pranab Mukherjee addresses a joint sitting of the two houses in the Central Hall of Parliament. Now, the Union Budget is slated to be presented on 1st of February and the Economic Survey may also be tabled on the same day. The first half of the session will be a short affair and will end on 9th of February as it is being held in the middle of assembly polls in 5 states. And the second half of the session will begin on 9th of March and will conclude on 12th of April. And our news on the election-bound states. Well, the Election Commission last night gave its nod to the centre to present the Union Budget on 1st of February ahead of the Assembly polls. But the poll body said that no schemes related to these poll-bound states can be announced and the Finance Minister's speech should not refer to the government's achievements in these states. It also reminded the government of a 2009 advisory which said vote on account instead of a full-fledged budget is presented ahead of elections as per convention. It also said in the Finance Minister's speech the government's achievement in the respect of the 5 states will not be highlighted in any manner. Remember, polls in Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Manipur, Punjab and Goa will be held between 4th of February and 8th of March.
चुनाव आयोग से ये उम्मीद की जाती है कि वो अपने संवैधानिक जिम्मेदारी पूरा करेंगे किसी तरह से आम बजट में, क्योंकि मोदी सरकार की पहले से आदत रही है किसी तरह से प्रलोभन लोभ देने की मोदी सरकार द्वारा अगर प्रयत्न की जाएगी तो उस पर चुनाव आयोग उचित कार्रवाई करेंगे।
साल में जो है वो 12 महीने कहीं कोई न कोई चुनाव होते रहते हैं। बजट जो है किसी एक राज्य का या किसी एक राज्य से रिलेटेड नहीं होता। बजट जो है वो पूरे देश का होता है। इसलिए जो लोग उसको रोकने की बात या जो लोग उसको बढ़ाने की बात कर रहे थे उसमें तर्क नहीं था, तथ्य नहीं था, बल्कि राजनीतिक उसके कारण थे।
And the Supreme Court on Monday dismissed a petition to delay the annual budget. Well, the opposition had sought the budget presentation be postponed in view of the assembly elections in 5 states. But they had alleged that a budget announcement might help the ruling party to influence voters. Now, dismissing the plea filed by Delhi-based advocate M.L. Sharma, the Supreme Court said that there was no indication that it would influence voters in the state elections. The budget session this year will start from 31st of January and the Union Budget and the Economic Survey are slated to be presented a day after, that is 1st of February.
Matter is pending before the Election Commission. It is essentially an election issue or the Parliament power to regulate its own business. So I don't think it was whoever went to the Supreme Court was well advised, because the Supreme Court would not interfere in a matter which is connected with elections after the election process has begun.
बजट जो है किसी एक राज्य का या किसी एक राज्य से रिलेटेड नहीं होता। बजट जो है वो पूरे देश का होता है। इसलिए जो लोग उसको रोकने की बात या जो लोग उसको बढ़ाने की बात कर रहे थे, उसमें तर्क नहीं था, तथ्य नहीं था, बल्कि राजनीतिक उसके कारण थे। बहुत अच्छा है कि जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट का भी डिसीजन है वो भी बिल्कुल जो संवैधानिक ड्यूटी सरकार की है उसके तहत है।
Now news from poll-bound Uttar Pradesh. Filing of nominations for the third phase of polling in the state will begin today. The process of filing papers will continue till 31st of January, and the last date of withdrawal is 4th of February. Now, 69 assembly seats spread over 12 districts will go to polls on 19th of February in the third phase, and the polling in the state will be done in 7 phases between 11th of February and 8th of March, and the counting of the ballots will be on 11th of March. Today is also the last date of filing of nominations for the first phase of polling, for which the voting will take place on 11th of February. 73 constituencies spread over 15 districts will vote in the first phase. More news from Uttar Pradesh. Akhilesh Yadav will kick off the Samajwadi Party's election campaign from Sultanpur today. This will be his first election rally in the state after he was made the party president and won the battle of supremacy in his party over his father, Mulayam Singh Yadav, who is now the party patron. Now, 5 constituencies in Sultanpur district go to polls on 27th of February in the 5th phase. Now, there has been no word on why he chose to begin the campaigning from here rather than any other place that goes to polls in the first phases of polling. Now, Akhilesh will also address another rally in Lakhimpur on 25th of January. And earlier, the Samajwadi Party released its third list of candidates for the Uttar Pradesh Assembly elections on Monday, while Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav will contest from Mubarakpur, while Mulayam Singh's daughter-in-law Aparna Yadav is contesting from Lucknow Cant. Now, earlier on Sunday, the party released a list of 77 candidates in UP Assembly elections. Now, the Samajwadi Party is contesting UP Assembly polls in alliance with the Indian National Congress. Now, Congress has agreed on 105 seats, while the SP is going to fight on 298 seats.
आप लोग गवाह हैं विगत 5 वर्षों में लाख कोशिश के बाद भी ऐसे दल और ऐसे नेता जो नहीं चाहते कि जनता के हित में काम हो या विकास का जो कार्यक्रम है वो लागू हो, जब उन्हें 5 वर्ष में सफलता नहीं मिली, उनकी कोशिश थी कि यहाँ अराजकता का वातावरण व्याप्त हो जाए।
And now news from poll-bound Goa. And the Goa Congress on Monday released the party manifesto ahead of the upcoming assembly elections, where the party promised free petrol for the youth and wheat at 2 rupees, rice at 3 rupees and sugar at 7 rupees each. The manifesto also promises to provide free water and electricity to poor people without any increase in further taxes. Well, Congress leader Jyotiraditya Scindia released the manifesto. The party has also promised to waive off outstanding mining loans to the extent of a 1 truck loan per family. Remember, Goa will go to polls on 4th of February and the counting of votes will be held in the state on 11th of March.
हर एक गोवन का मैनिफेस्टो है, हर एक व्यक्ति का मैनिफेस्टो है, हर नौजवान का मैनिफेस्टो है, हर महिला का मैनिफेस्टो है, हर एक व्यक्ति का है। इसमें स्वास्थ्य की सुविधाएं, शिक्षा की सुविधाएं, बेरोजगारी भत्ता दिया जाएगा 5,000 रुपए का, जिसके घर में 1 लाख से कम आमदनी है। तो ये एक संयुक्त मैनिफेस्टो है जिसमें हर व्यक्ति की आशा अभिलाषा शामिल है।
This is a manifesto which is dedicated to the youth, to the empowerment of youth, to empowerment of women, to empowerment of the workmen, to empowerment of every Goan. It's something different. We have done it.
And news from the AAP camp, while replying to the Election Commission over the alleged bribery remark in a public rally in Goa, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal said that his remarks were aimed at containing graft. In a letter to the Election Commissioner Naseem Zaidi, Kejriwal said that his comments are misinterpreted by the Election Commission. Kejriwal also sought a review of the EC's order to allow him to repeat the comments and asked the poll panel to make him the brand ambassador to put an end to bribery in elections. News from Punjab now. Well, Home Minister Rajnath Singh will campaign for BJP candidates in Punjab from today. Well, during his two-day campaign visit, Rajnath Singh will be campaigning in Abohar, Fazilka, Firozpur, Pathankot, Mukerin and Rajpura Assembly constituencies. Now, Singh will face the assembly elections in the state will be held on 4th of February, where the incumbent BJP SAD alliance is looking to get a third straight term. A total of 1,146 candidates are in the fray for Punjab Assembly polls, which is set to witness a three-cornered contest between SAD BJP, Congress and the new entrant Aam Aadmi Party. And in Breakfast News, we'll take a very short break. We'll be back with more news. Stay with us.
The art of painting comes to us from the prehistoric period. Paintings are also a valuable source of information about their age. Like this depiction of the wedding procession of Dara Shikoh. The eldest son of Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan had a Mughal wedding with distinctive Indian elements. Like the veil he wears to the pomp and show of the Bharat in Hindu weddings.
Thanks for staying with us. Well, in a major setback to former CBI Chief Ranjit Sinha, the Supreme Court constituted a special investigation team to look into the prima facie allegations against him of misusing power in the coal scam cases. Well, current CBI Director Alok Verma will head the investigations. The three-judge bench said that the panel headed by former CBI Special Director M.L. Sharma has prima facie indicted Sinha for allegedly influencing the coal scam cases. Sinha is alleged to have met with several of the suspects accused of corruption in the allocation of coal fields to private firms. The Apex Court also asked the CBI Director to inform the court about the composition of his team and the time needed to complete the probe at the next hearing.
Court said that the report of the former Special Director of CBI, Mr. M.L. Sharma, indicated that there was more than enough prima facie evidence to suggest that there had been some wrongdoing and therefore there needs to be an in-depth investigation in this matter. The investigation will be monitored by the court and let's see what happens now.
On some other news now, well, Foreign Secretary S. Jaishankar, whose tenure was to end on 28th of January this year, has now been given a one-year extension. The nod for the extension was given by the Appointments Committee of Cabinet. Now, a 1977 IFS batch officer, Jaishankar was appointed Foreign Secretary on 29th of January 2015, just few days before his retirement, replacing Sujata Singh, whose term was abruptly curtailed by the government. Now, he was the longest-serving ambassador to China with a 4.5-year term. He was also involved in planning Prime Minister Narendra Modi's maiden visit to the United States in September 2014. Let's move on in the bulletin now. Well, the CBI on Monday arrested a former chairman and 4 other ex-officials of IDBI Bank along with 4 former executives of Kingfisher Airlines in connection with the Vijay Mallya loan default case. A news agency PTI quoting sources in the CBI said that the purported mastermind, ex-deputy managing director B.K. Batra, was arrested late in the night and will be produced before a designated court in Mumbai today. Well, those arrested include the then chairman of IDBI Bank, Yogesh Agarwal, former CFO of now defunct Kingfisher Airlines, A. Raghunathan. Now, the 3 more former executives of the airlines and 3 former officials of the IDBI Bank were also taken into custody. The arrests were followed by searches at 11 places, including Vijay Mallya's residence in Mumbai, 3 floors of UB Towers in Bangalore, also the residences of Agarwal and Raghunathan, among others. The loan was allegedly sanctioned in violation of norms regarding credit limits, while sources said that there was no need for the bank to take the exposure outside the consortium. News from Tamil Nadu now. Well, on a day when the State Assembly passed a law lifting the ban on the bull taming sport of Jallikattu, well, the Tamil Nadu police used force to disperse protesters at many places in the state. Now, the nearly week-long protest of thousands of people at Chennai's Marina Beach has been called remarkable, not only in terms of a sheer scale, but also because of the determination of its young leaders to keep it apolitical and peaceful.
The bill replacing an ordinance to revive Jallikattu passed unanimously by the Tamil Nadu Assembly during a special sitting on Monday. Chief Minister O. Pannirselvam tabled the bill. Several opposition leaders spoke in support of the bill.
Ordinance and the bill. If the bill tries to remove some of the features which the Supreme Court pointed out, which cause cruelty to the bull, then there's a question whether they can go against the Supreme Court judgments.
The development came on a day when Jallikattu protests across Tamil Nadu turned violent, with reports of stone pelting and lathi charge coming in from Chennai, Madurai and Coimbatore. State police tried to reclaim the Marina Beach shoreline 2 days before the Republic Day event.
They are beating the people heavily. They are throwing us. They are pulling us. They are pushing us. Police, they are not behaving well.
This was a very peaceful crowd. This crowd knows all the ethics and they know all the principles. Okay, they were very silent. And what happened is suddenly the police just crashed into the crowd, and I don't know what the police are thinking in their mind. They don't know the ethics of crowd management, and they don't have the basic ethics to handle people.
As appeals to clear the grounds failed, police in large numbers began lifting protesters physically. They managed to clear the grounds, with the district administration claiming they have the venue under their control.
I should say that despite the gravest provocation, our police officers consistently fought and ensured that the minimum force was used to prevent any more violence and damage, and to ensure the safety and security of the public. I would reiterate here that stringent action will be taken on all these anti-social elements we are identifying, and any more such violence will be dealt with firmly.
Our police force has stand very legitimate here. We explain them what is the reality, because a lot of people are creating rumor. This is a kind of temporary law, the ordinance. After 2 days they will not be allowed to do that. So many people with some intention, bad intention, they have created confusion. We wanted to clear the confusion.
Despite promulgation of the ordinance lifting the ban on Jallikattu, protesters pledged to carry on the agitation till a permanent solution was found. Political parties appealed to people to call off their agitation, even as some condemned police action.
I have no problem with the youth. I have full sympathy for the youth and also for other people from art and literature and other walks of life who are genuinely feeling that this should be allowed. It's a native sport and it should be allowed. But these people are trying to politicize. That's why I appeal to all these youngsters, please call off the agitation, resume your studies. The government of the day, led by Thiru Pannirselvam, has taken necessary action, and once at an appropriate time, what else can be done to respect the sentiments of the people, that also will be kept in mind.
There must be leaders who are spearheading the campaign, and state government should talk to them and try to convince them and find a solution. And instead of that, state government should not engage police and resort to any police action and police serious action against the agitators.
The police say 90% of protesters at Marina Beach have been evacuated. About 20 policemen have been injured in Monday's clashes. The centre also sought a report from the state government over the violence. The DMK, however, alleged police excesses. Working President M.K. Stalin met the governor and urged him to set up a judicial commission to probe the matter. The Madras High Court also directed the Tamil Nadu DGP to ensure safety of the public and pro-Jallikattu protesters. Nearly 70 caveats have been filed in the Supreme Court seeking prior hearing if pleas challenging the new bill passed by the Assembly come up. Monday completed nearly a week of protests against the ban on Jallikattu, a period that saw leading film, political and cultural personalities coming out in favour of the bull baiting sport in the state. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Let's now get you the weather update. Well, the Met Department has issued a heavy snow warning for the next 3 days in Himachal Pradesh. Now, the warning has been issued from 25th to 27th of January in 7 districts of the state. The State Weather Department has issued a heavy snowfall warning for Shimla, Simror, Mandi, Kullu, Chamba, Lohol, Spiti and Kinnaur districts of the state. Some parts of the Kangra district will also get snowfall and other parts of the state would get rain during the next 4 days. But the IMD has also put state government authorities on alert, keeping in mind the heavy snowfall in the region. The director of the Weather Department in Himachal Pradesh said that the western disturbances approaching in the state on 24th and will have an impact till the 27th of this month in the region.
एक वेस्टर्न डिस्टर्बेंस अप्रोच कर रही है जिसका इफेक्ट कल से यानी कि 24 जनवरी से हो सकता है। तो अगले 2-3 दिन जो हिमाचल प्रदेश में बारिश और स्नोफॉल होने की पॉसिबिलिटी है। 24 तारीख को हिमाचल प्रदेश में फेयरली वाइड स्प्रेड रेन स्नो हो सकता है और कुछ एक इलाकों में हैवी स्नो होने की भी पॉसिबिलिटी है और 25 और 26 को थोड़ा सा इफेक्ट और बढ़ने की उम्मीद है, जिसमें आज जो हिमाचल प्रदेश के सभी जो इलाके हैं वहां पे रेन स्नो हो सकती है और स्कैटर्ड प्लेसेस पे हैवी रेन स्नो होने की भी पॉसिबिलिटी है और आइसोलेटेड प्लेसेस पे वेरी हैवी रेन स्नो हो सकता है। वेरी जो स्नोफॉल है वो हिमाचल प्रदेश के 7 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में होने की उम्मीद है।
And Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday presented the 2016 National Bravery Awards to 25 children for their exemplary acts of courage and service. Now, 8-year-old Tar Piju from Arunachal Pradesh, who sacrificed her life while saving 2 of her friends from drowning, was conferred with the Bharat Award, the highest of the bravery awards. Her parents held a framed picture of her while receiving the award. Now, 12 girls and 13 boys received the award. 4 of the awards were given posthumously. Now, addressing the awardees, the Prime Minister appealed to the children to be familiar with every corner of the country to realize the dream of Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat. Modi said that they should consider their achievements as a beginning and not the end. He also asked the children to adopt the habit of reading.
पराक्रम किया है, मेरी आपको बहुत शुभकामनाएं हैं। पढ़ लिख करके बहुत आगे बढ़िए, जीवन को सफल बनाने की कोशिश कीजिए और सफलता कोई एक मुकाम पे नहीं होती है, हर डगर पे सफलता होती है, तब जाकर के मुकाम वाली सफलता हासिल होती है और उसको करते रहेंगे तो जीवन में बहुत सफलता मिलेगी। मैं आपको तो बधाई देता हूं, साथ साथ आपके परिवारजनों को बधाई देता हूं जिन्होंने आपको ये शिक्षा दीक्षा दी।
Now, our top international focus, well, US President Donald Trump has fulfilled a campaign pledge by signing an executive order to withdraw from the Trans-Pacific Partnership or the TPP. Well, the trade deal, which covered 40% of the world's economy, was negotiated in 2015 by the nations including the US, Japan, Malaysia, Australia, New Zealand, Canada and Mexico. Now, Trump's executive order on TPP was largely symbolic since the deal has not been ratified by a divided US Congress. Well, during his presidential campaign, Donald Trump had criticized the accord as a potential disaster, arguing that it harmed US manufacturing. Now, TPP's slated aim was to strengthen economic ties and boost growth, including by reducing tariffs. Well, the 12-nation trade deal was a linchpin of former President Barack Obama's Asia policy. Well, Trump's move has intensified speculation over the future of the 17-year-old North American Free Trade Agreement, or NAFTA. On Monday, Trump said that he would negotiate the free trade agreement between the US, Canada and Mexico at a later date.
All right, we're going to sign 3 memorandums right now. The first one is withdrawal from the United States from the Trans-Pacific Partnership.
Everyone knows what that means, right? We've been talking about this for a long time. Thank you. Okay. Great thing for the American worker, what we just did. We just officially terminated TPP. And just signed a document, very powerful document. And we're going to have trade, but we're going to have one-on-one. And if somebody misbehaves, we're going to send them a letter of termination, 30 days, and they'll either straighten it out or we're gone. Not one of these deals where you can't get out of them and it's a disaster.
Well, China is looking for opportunity as the US has, in fact, left TPP. Well, with this, we come to an end of this edition of news. Thanks for watching.